Are we page 1?
I got too many numbers. 860-257-9819. It's not working for me. 860-257-9819.
9819, 257-9819.
Yeah, I got it now.
Excellent. Is your mic on?
Hi, I'm a little cray-cray today. Sorry. A little cray.
Go this way, please, Susan.
Cray-cray. All right, that's good, huh? All right.
You're good right there.
Live from WFSB, Connecticut's #1 local news. This is Channel 3 Eyewitness News at 5.
First at 5, an early warning weather alert. Today's dry, balmy weather will give way to rain and thunderstorms. Good evening, and thanks for joining us tonight. I'm Dennis House.
And I'm Denise DeCenzo. You were able to leave the heavy coat at home today, and that is true for tomorrow as well, but you will need an umbrella. Let's go to our chief meteorologist, Bruce DePriest, to time out the rain and how it will impact you. Bruce?
It will definitely have an impact, but you know what? Today we actually made it into the low 70s in parts of the state. Now the normal high for November 1st is 57. All right, let's check out early warning pinpoint Doppler. All is quiet out there now, and it's mild. It's beautiful, actually. We have Lakeville at 55. There is a front right in northern Connecticut now, so Lakeville in the northwest corner is 55, while Norwich is 63, Waterbury is 64, and New Britain is still 68 degrees. Now, we do have a southerly wind across much of the state, but look at Hartford and Windsor Locks. There's a wind out of the northeast, so the front is somewhere in here, and that's separating the mild air across much of the state from cooler air to the north. In fact, we're right on the cusp of some very cool air. Well, Hartford is 65, Boston is 55, Keene is 51, and Portland, Maine is 50. Now that front will move a little bit to the south tonight and then move back north as a warm front late tonight and tomorrow. So tomorrow will be just as warm as it was today. Meanwhile, most of the rain is off to our north. We do have partly to mostly cloudy skies across the state, and I think the best chance for showers is going to be coming in after midnight tonight. So let's time it out with Futurecast. Mostly cloudy at 7 o'clock this evening. There could be a couple of showers around by midnight, but a lot of the activity moves in later tonight and tomorrow morning, where there could be some heavy showers in this state, and there's even more rain coming our way. As far as the next 12 hours go, is 63 inland at 7. Down to 56 by 10, but then rising back into the 60s for your morning commute with showers. For the shoreline, 60 degrees at 7 p.m., reaching the upper 50s and then climbing back into the 60s as we go into tomorrow morning with a chance for showers. But there's a lot more rain coming our way. I'll let you know when we'll see the worst of it and when we could have a few strong to potentially severe storms. It's all coming up in the early warning forecast 10 minutes away.
Bruce, thank you. Breaking news now at 5. 3 people are in custody after a car hit a police cruiser. It started in East Hartford when officers tried to pull over a car. The car took off, hit the cruiser, went on to I-84. Hartford police picked up that vehicle, stopped it near Broad Street. We are still working to get some new information for you, so stay with Channel 3 for updates on this story.
Now at 5, a scare for the Cheshire community on Halloween night. An inmate escaped from a prison by hopping a barbed wire fence with the help of a picnic table, then stealing a pizza delivery car, later ditching it before being caught after a man called him an Uber. We are now learning the reason why he did it. Channel 3's Courtney Zeller is joining us live from Cheshire with those details tonight. Quite a story, Courtney.
Oh, that's for sure, Denise. Quite the story indeed. Now, behind me here, that's where he stole that car parked right outside this pizza shop. But we're going to talk about this right here. These documents are from the state's Department of Public Safety. It's the investigation that has gone into this. The inmate apparently told investigators that he was upset because his girlfriend broke up with him. Now, he was 4 months into an 18-month sentence, but as you can imagine, he is now facing more charges. Staring right at our cameras inside the courtroom, 25-year-old Lewis Clark faced a judge at Meriden Superior Court. Clark escaped from the Cheshire Correctional Center around 6:30 on Halloween night. Residents received an emergency call around 8 last night.
It basically said that an inmate had escaped, and that people should be aware of that.
According to paperwork Eyewitness News has obtained, Clark told investigators he recently became depressed after breaking up with his girlfriend, who is also the mother of his child, and that she ended their relationship and stopped accepting his calls from prison. Police tell us he made his way to this plaza and stole a pizza delivery car that was unlocked and running outside this pizza shop. Inside that car was the driver's cell phone, which is how police found where he was later that night. The report says he made calls to his girlfriend and used Facebook. He told police he ditched the car at a condo complex and a man asked him if he needed a ride. Clark said during the car ride, the man questioned inmate Clark about his clothing and appearance. Inmate Clark responded he had been in a fight at a Halloween party. He told the man he was wearing a prison inmate costume. The man wouldn't drive him to Bristol like Clark asked, so he called an Uber. Moments later, police arrived in Meriden. The Department of Corrections tells us the prison went on lockdown at 6:30 last night. The missing prisoner was identified at 6:48. Cheshire Police was notified 12 minutes later, and at 7:05, State Police were told. There was a woman inside the courtroom with a child who was there for Clark. We tried talking to her, but she had nothing to say. Because I know a lot of people were concerned because he escaped.
He's going to wait for me.
And Clark has a criminal history stemming back from 2015. He was in jail for violation of probation. Now, coming up tonight at 6, we're going to talk to the owner of this pizza shop. They were apparently right in the middle of their dinner rush when this all happened. You'll hear from them again coming up in about an hour. We're live at the mobile newsroom from Cheshire. Courtney Zeller, Channel 3 Eyewitness News.
All right, thank you, Courtney. And we did some digging and found in the last 20 years, Clark is the only prisoner to escape from Cheshire. The Department of Corrections says during that same period, 27 inmates escaped from other state facilities. Most of them walked away on work duty. All were recaptured.
Turning now to campaign 2018 and the governor's race with just days to go before Election Day. The candidates are taking pretty much every opportunity to meet with voters. Chief Capitol reporter Susan Raff caught up with them today. She's now at the Legislative Office Building in Hartford with what she was able to learn. Susan?
Dennis, they certainly are taking every opportunity. In fact, the candidates are campaigning all over the state. As you know, this is a three-way race, but it is a dead heat pretty much between Republican Bob Stefanowski and Democrat Ned Lamont. And this is the time when the candidates are trying to reach those who haven't quite made up their minds yet.
I'm really stunned by the increased registration. We now have more registered voters in Connecticut than anyone can remember.
More than 2 million are registered. The Secretary of the State says we haven't seen that kind of surge since 2008 when Obama ran for president. More registered voters could mean a higher turnout.
So vote. Vote on Tuesday. Vote for each and every one of these folks here.
Ned Lamont was at a senior center in Waterbury with other Democratic candidates. The television debates are now over, and it will be nonstop campaigning until Election Day.
I want you to vote your values. What type of a Connecticut do you want? What type of an America do you want?
Unaffiliated Oz Griebel was in New Haven Thursday talking about criminal justice reform. Polls show he has lost some momentum, but unaffiliated voters are known to switch in the final days.
We all have a responsibility to vote for the best ticket, not to vote for the lesser of two evils. So we'll be out pushing that message. Dan Lilly, nice to meet you. Nice to meet you.
Republican Bob Stefanowski has really stepped up his campaigning. We caught up with him in Hartford. Wednesday, he announced former Senator Joe Lieberman would help with his transition team. Thursday, he was endorsed by former Governor Jody Rell.
This is going to be a bipartisan effort that we got to do to get this state moving.
I haven't been this excited about elections since Reagan was in office. I'll tell you, and it really, usually it's like, okay, you know who's going to win. This time it's exciting.
Because we are expecting a higher than average voter turnout, the Secretary of the State is urging all cities and towns to have more ballots on hand on Election Day. We are live at the Legislative Office Building in Hartford. Susan Raff, Channel 3 Eyewitness News.
Thank you, Susan, which brings us to our next story. As Election Day draws closer, state officials are working to make sure there are no issues at the polls, because we certainly have had them in recent elections. Connecticut was among 21 states targeted for possible hacking in 2016. Since then, the state worked with the FBI and the Department of Homeland Security to provide an additional layer of security. Connecticut voting machines are not connected to the internet and are monitored around the clock.
We have 24-hour Albert monitoring, which means we're monitoring our systems at all times, and have the DHS on-site risk and vulnerability testing to ensure that our election systems are prepared for a potential cyber attack from within or without.
Secretary Merrill is asking voters to contact her office or the State Elections Enforcement Commission to report any problems at the polls. You can also let us know about it. Download the Channel 3 app to tell us if you are running into problems when you go to vote.
Now, new details: a Halloween house party in Farmington turned violent and ended up with 3 people being stabbed. Channel 3 Eyewitness News reporter David McKay was there as they searched for evidence.
The neighbors having a big party and something's going down over there.
Farmington police got a 911 call reporting a large fight outside this home at 241 Talcott Notch Road.
Broken beer bottles, masks, fireworks, and wigs were left on the ground. When officers first got to the home, they found somewhere between 100 and 300 guests inside and outside the house.
It appeared to be posted through some social media apps about the party, which led to the large number of guests.
UConn Hospital called police a short while after police arrived to say 2 stabbing victims were just dropped off at the emergency room. St. Francis called shortly after that to report another stabbing victim checked himself into the ER. All 3 victims were treated and released. They are not from Farmington and range in age from 19 to 27 years old. Police say this wasn't a teenager high school party, and the person who threw the party is a person in their 20s that was living with the homeowner who was away at the time.
There were a ton of witnesses there, not a whole lot of information that has led to any substantial suspect info at this time.
Anyone with information about the party or that witnessed this fight is asked to give police a call. In Farmington, David McKay, Channel 3 Eyewitness News.
David, thank you. I-95 in Milford is open for the evening rush hour after a real mess for much of today. The northbound side of the highway was shut down for more than 7 hours after a deadly crash involving a dump truck. Police tell us the truck hit the Quarry Road overpass. That's right at exit 40, just before 8 o'clock today. The driver was thrown from the vehicle and killed. One other car was involved. That driver was not seriously hurt.
Still ahead tonight on Eyewitness News, Google employees logging out of their jobs over the handling of sexual harassment.
Plus, delivered to the wrong address. A package for the former FBI director landed in Connecticut. Why it required police, as well as the bomb squad.
And coming up later on Eyewitness News at 5:30, a local high school placed in lockdown. Parents rushed to the school. Hear how their take on how the threat was handled.
And tonight we have a very special celebration for our very own Chief Meteorologist Bruce DePriest.
Yes, Bruce is marking 40 years here at Channel 3, and we are so proud of him and grateful for all those decades of service.
Absolutely.
Did you ever dream that your career would span 40 years?
I never thought it would span 40 years. You know, originally I thought I would be doing some research in weather and not be an on-air person because I was a shy kid. And if somebody told me, even in college, that I was going to be on TV someday, I would say, no way. No, put me in a lab and...
Really?
Yeah.
Yep.
Quit being a troublemaker, Dennis.
Go sit at the desk. Now, what side do I sit? On Dennis's side? I think Denise's side. Okay, I'll sit next to Denise. Okay. 40 years old. Is there a surprise person coming up here?
I know nothing.
We know nothing.
We know
Okay.
nothing. We're just here doing our jobs.
Up to Michelle. We got the winter storm names, right? Okay, beautiful. I just wanted to make sure.
Now to developing news. Google employees sent a message today protesting how the company deals with sexual misconduct complaints against its executives.
From Los Angeles to New York to Tokyo and London, employees poured out of their offices. Staffers are demanding more transparency in the company's handling of sexual harassment complaints. They also want an end to forced arbitration, which prevents employees from taking their cases to court. The backlash has been building since the New York Times reported Google quietly protected at least 3 male executives from sexual harassment claims over the last decade, letting 2 leave with hefty payouts.
Letting accused executives quietly walk away with buckets full of cash is standard, and it really should not be.
CEO Sundar Pichai apologized for the company's past actions and says he does support the walkout.
The suspect in the Pittsburgh synagogue shooting was back in a federal courtroom in Pittsburgh today. 46-year-old Robert Bowers entered a not guilty plea and requested a jury trial. He was arraigned on 44 counts, including murder and hate crimes in the deaths of 11 people at the Tree of Life synagogue. Prosecutors plan to pursue the death penalty.
Back here at home, a suspicious package sent to a bomb squad to a Connecticut home where former FBI Director James Comey used to live. The new owners in Westport received a package addressed to Comey this morning. The homeowners notified police promptly as a precaution. Law enforcement officials say they determined the package was not suspicious.
Due to vote on the Winter Storm U, and the choices were Ulysses and also Upton, and the winner is, here we go, by a lot too. Ulysses is the winner for Storm U. Now we're asking you to vote on Storm T, and the choice is Tina versus Trish. You can go on to WFSB.com right now and vote on Tina or Trish, and we will announce the winner tomorrow on Eyewitness News at 5. All right, let's check out temperatures across the state today. Now, you got to keep in mind this is November 1st and the normal high is 57. Well, today was 71 in Hartford, 72 in Willimantic, and even 70 degrees in Waterbury, also Danbury and Meriden as well. Even Chester made it up to 70 degrees today. Now, as we go through this evening, temperatures will fall back to the 50s, especially in northern Connecticut. But then as a front turns around and becomes a warm front, we're going to go back into the 60s for the morning commute with some showers in the state by then. And Some of those could be on the heavier side. For the shoreline, will be in the lower 60s, tailing down just a little bit and then going right back up again into the mid-60s for the morning commute. Early morning pinpoint Doppler is scanning the state dry right now. It's going to stay that way through the evening hours. And there's our iCam in Hartford. At times today it's been sunny. At other times it's been cloudy. And there's our iCam in New Haven, where it's rather cloudy at the moment. We're still mild, but notice in the northwestern part of the state, Salisbury is 57. And in northern Connecticut, Windsor Locks is 61. That's where we have a pretty good northeasterly breeze now. But across most of the state, temperatures are well up in the 60s, so it's mild. And we'll look off to our north. We've got really cool air. Burlington, for example, is 48, and so is Bangor, Maine. So right here in Connecticut, we're on the fringe of that cool air, but the warm air is going to be surging back to the north as we go through late tonight and during the day tomorrow. So tomorrow will be equally as warm as today, but we are going to be dealing with some showers. Right now they're off to our north and west, and that's where they'll stay through the evening. So Futurecast picks up on it pretty well. No showers until really after midnight. There will be showers in the state tomorrow morning. Some of those could be heavy, and showers and thunderstorms move across the state during the day tomorrow. Now, we might have a lull in the action tomorrow evening, but then as the storm moves up the coast, heavy rain, thunderstorms tomorrow night. On it to Saturday, some of these storms could be strong to severe, not only tomorrow, but tomorrow night and Saturday as well. And then things will finally taper down to scattered showers as we go through Saturday afternoon. Sunday is looking by far to be the better of the 2 days. So the Storm Prediction Center has placed a good portion of Connecticut, not including the eastern part of the state, in a marginal risk area for severe weather tomorrow and into tomorrow night. So we'll have to be on the lookout for some damaging winds potentially in parts of the state. So lows tonight in the 50s, maybe even 60 degrees in Bridgeport, low 50s over northern Connecticut before temperatures turn around and rise again. And then highs tomorrow are going to be right up there around 70 degrees with showers and perhaps even a few thunderstorms. That's why we have a early warning weather alert in effect from Friday, tomorrow, right into Saturday. Saturday, rain tapers off to showers in the afternoon near 60, and then Sunday looks mostly sunny, highs in the 50s. Monday, more rain moves in, 54, and then Tuesday, Election Day, we got a couple of showers in the forecast, 66. But the good news is it's not going to be a washout, and we'll stay mild on Wednesday for the shoreline tomorrow. I'm going for a balmy day and a high of 67.
Amazing. All right. Thank you, Bruce. And today is a very special day here at Channel 3 because we are honoring and recognizing Bruce for 40 years here of forecasting at Channel 3.
Bruce, I have a quick question for you, and it's a one-word answer.
Okay.
Who used to call you Brucey?
That would be Gail. Yes.
My message to Bruce DePriest is congratulations, continued success to you. He was always very good and always one of the nicest men. He was always a gentleman.
Oh,
amen.
And he still is.
Gosh.
Yes, amen. Gail said it perfectly.
That's incredible. I've worked with so many nice people over the years, and you know, the team that we have now is just fantastic, and I'm just honored to work with everybody here at Channel 3 right now.
Oh.
40 years.
Yeah,
the fall of 1978, Connecticut television changed forever.
Yes.
I don't know about that, but it's been a good career. Let's put it that way.
And we're going to keep it going.
And still going strong.
All right.
All right.
Thank you, Bruce.
Thanks,
More
Bruce.
honors and tributes for Bruce throughout the evening.
Indeed.
And even at 11, so hope you'll stay with us for that. Ahead at 5, the first drug using cannabis gets an official stamp of approval from the FDA. We'll tell you what it is and what symptoms can be prescribed to treat.
Plus, tonight at 5:30, this.
A local cemetery is looking to give pet owners a final resting place for their furry friends. I'm Matt McFarland in Wallingford. That story coming up.
Oh my God.
You're watching Channel 3 Eyewitness News at 5.
Following in Hartford's footsteps, state lawmakers are pushing for national change. Senator Richard Blumenthal is calling on Congress to pass federal legislation to raise the smoking age to 21. Hartford approved the change last month to nicotine products such as cigarettes, cigars, chewing tobacco, electronic cigarettes, and vapes. Proposed federal legislation would apply to traditional cigarettes as well as e-cigarettes.
For the first time, the Food and Drug Administration has approved a cannabis-based medication that will be available in all 50 states. It's called Epidiolex, and it's a twice-daily pill approved for treating people with 2 types of epileptic syndromes. Doctors can prescribe the pill for anyone over the age of 2. The average list price of Epidiolex is $32,500 a year, and most insurance plans will cover the drug.
Still ahead tonight, from debilitating pain to slight stiffness, lower back problems can really alter your life. We're showing you a new procedure that can give you relief in half the time.
News is rain is not occurring in the state at the moment. It's off to our north and west, but that's going to be changing as we go through the night. So let's take a look at the changes coming our way over the next few hours. At 7 o'clock this evening, we're mostly cloudy but dry. There might be a spot shower by midnight, but then as we go into the pre-dawn hours and during the morning commute, that's when showers are going to be moving in. And while it won't be raining all the time tomorrow, some of those downpours could be quite hefty, and in fact, there might even be some lightning and thunder. Mark will let you know when the worst of the storm is going to be moving through and how long this balmy weather is going to last. It's all coming up on Eyewitness News at 5:30.
They find the worst pictures of these people. Hi, Wendy. Testing 1, 2, mic check. Thank you.
Mic check test 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 4, 3, 2, 1. Building.
Now, new on Eyewitness News is one of the most common diagnoses for women, back pain.
Tonight, Channel 3's Irene O'Connor takes a look at some of the minimally invasive ways to get relief.
Lifting anything is just painful.
Karen Taptic was dealing with constant lower back pain for years.
Standing, like saying, doing the dishes or something, that's even difficult. You get a lot of lower back pain with that.
After lots of suffering and several surgeries, she decided to come to neurosurgeon Dr. Patrick Senadis at Hartford Hospital.
I think that we've really come a long way, toward the treatment of back pain.
With minimally invasive surgery, doctors can deal with several different types of back pain, like bone spurs and pinched nerves. And with this type of surgery, the recovery time is much less.
Time to recovery is reduced in half or more, with minimally invasive techniques. That goes to the fact that the muscles are disrupted less, pain medications and muscle relaxants are used less, and patients come off of these earlier.
Karen had a procedure done called transformational lumbar interbody fusion. It's something that decompresses nerves and reinforces unstable spinal segments.
He has you up and moving right away, and I think that's like a big key point.
And now pain is no longer a central part of her life.
Just being able to walk around and, go somewhere with my friends or whatever, or just play in the house with the grandkids or whatever, or go outside with them, that kind of thing. Yeah, big difference, yeah.
Irene O'Connor, Channel 3 Eyewitness News.
That is our time for the 5 o'clock news. The news at 5:30 starts right now, and I'll see you back here at 6.
Live from WFSB, Connecticut's #1 local news. This is Channel 3 Eyewitness News at 5:30.
We are in an early warning weather alert right now as we take a live look from our iCams for you in Hartford, New Haven, and Waterbury tonight. Pretty calm out there right now and certainly mild. Boy, nice day. However, some heavy rain and potentially stormy weather is on the way, everybody. Hi there. Thanks for joining us right now at 5:30. I'm Mark Zane.
And I'm Denise DeCenzo. November's off to a quiet and pleasant start. Oh, but that'll change very soon. Let's check in with meteorologist Mark Dixon now for the latest. Mark?
Yes, good evening, guys. Big changes in store as we head through the next, 24 to 36 hours. The mild weather, it is going to continue, but we are going to trend unsettled. Keep in mind our average high is in the upper 50s. Some communities today reached or exceeded the 70-degree mark. We are going to be tracking also multiple rounds of rain. The first one comes later tonight toward daybreak, and throughout the day for our Friday, we are expecting some scattered showers, perhaps even some isolated thunderstorms. But the second round, the main event, is tomorrow night into Saturday morning. Heavier rain, also thunderstorms, and that's when we could also get some damaging wind with some of those stronger storms that could possibly be strong or severe. So we're going to be keeping a close eye on that situation. In the meantime, if your Thursday evening plans take you out and about, the weather certainly will cooperate. Early warning pinpoint Doppler. It is scanning clear and dry. And here's a look at where temperatures peak today. Again, upper 60s, low 70s inland, mid 60s along the shoreline, thanks to enough sunshine today. But temperatures, depending upon your location, have come down. In Kent, in the northwestern part of the state, down to 55 degrees as the wind has become more northeasterly, but we're still in the low 60s. Milford, East Hartford, and into Danielson. It's all about a boundary that's basically draped right across southern New England. So that's why northwestern Connecticut has dipped into the 50s. But all the rain so far today has remained well to the west and northwest of Connecticut, and that's where it will remain through the next several hours. So we'll have the latest run futurecast down throughout the day tomorrow and into the upcoming weekend with regard to that threat for heavy rain and thunderstorms and some brighter, drier, and cooler weather on tap as well. All ahead in the early warning 7-day forecast.
All right, thank you, Mark. And remember, for up-to-the-minute forecast updates and radar right at your fingertips, remember to download the Channel 3 app.
Right now at 5:30 tonight, a school put on lockdown after rumors of violence.
Now a handful of New Britain High School students are being questioned. Channel 3 Eyewitness News reporter Matthew Campbell is live from New Britain High School. And Matthew, tell us what happened.
Well, Denise, it seems like this started with a comment posted on social media, but it was one that students here did not take lightly. In fact, the superintendent says half the student body didn't even show up today based on that rumor.
Armed officers stand at the entrance of New Britain High after the school is sent into a lockdown.
He texts back and he said, "Mommy, everybody's in the room, like lockdown, nervous."
New Britain Mayor Erin Stewart was relaying information to parents via Twitter, and she writes a student posted a comment on social media alluding to changes coming to the high school that were taken out of context. With Halloween being last night, children were out together and the rumor spread. But one student today didn't take it lightly, revealing he or she brought a weapon to school to protect themselves. Other students overheard that and told school officials, who then told police, and that triggered the response seen here and heard here.
The administrative team
and officers from the New Britain Police Department immediately investigated the matter.
Officials later determined this was nothing more than a false alarm. No gun was found at the school, and the initial post was not threatening. But with half of the student body already at home, the choice was made to send everyone home. Parents still shaken this afternoon as they picked up their children.
Scary. Very scary.
Now, school will resume here tomorrow, but adult night classes scheduled for tonight, they have been canceled. We also just spoke with school officials, and they confirm no arrests will be made. That is the latest live here in New Britain. Matthew Campbell, Channel 13 News.